It's the Sumo Show, the weekly podcast that discusses everything that's going on in Japanese Grand Sumo. Whether you've been steeped in sumo lore since the Heisei era like me, Stan, or you're a dedicated fan who wants to get deeper into what's happening on and off the dojo, or you're brand new to the world of sumo and just want to learn what it's all about like our friend Troy, no matter how much you know about the sport, Sumo Show has something for you. So let's throw some purifying salt into the ring, do a few big Shiko foot stomps, and see what's new on this week's episode of the Sumo Show. So, konnichiwa, everyone. And Okairi, welcome back to my co-host Troy.
Hello.
Hello. You know, I think I'm gonna have to change this opening thing because you have been kicking butt in our fantasy Oyakata game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, Troy, but you have been leading the
Who,
whole
me?
time. I don't know if you don't really pay that much attention.
No. I mean, I don't awards, prizes.
It doesn't
I'm not
mean
that kind of
much
guy.
to you.
No. No, I just find that accolades and that kind of stuff is leave that for the Hollywood types.
Fame and fortune, whatever.
No, please. I'm a humble man.
You are brand new to the sport and know nothing about it.
That's right. No, yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, I think now would I take the middle spot?
Yeah, I think you can claim to be in the middle.
I like that. You know what? Fair to middling is what I.
Fair to middling. You are mediocre, my friend.
I am aim for the middle, man. I am so excited. It's a promotion in any case.
Well, you got your Kachikoshi.
I did. Yeah. Well, I mean, so I'm officially getting a promotion then.
You are? Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I can. I mean, I don't know. It's rewriting that whole thing. That may be too much work for me.
It is a lot to ask.
Down to the bottom, but
it is a lot to ask. Yeah, but then I can put that on my LinkedIn.
Right. There you go.
What would my title be?
I don't know.
Fair.
Journeyman.
Yeah, I like that. Well, very cool. So, do we have a lot of good stuff that happened?
We got right up to the final 2 days. We are now here to talk about day 14 and 15 of the Akibasho of the 2024 Akibasho, the spring Grand Sumo tournament, which concluded in Tokyo just last weekend.
Okay.
And a bunch of things have happened since we last. The tournament, of course, ended, and there was a whole week of sumo news that happened. So we'll probably talk a little bit about some of that when we conclude here.
Nice.
So yeah.
Well, a couple quick things. Friends on Facebook. I apologize. You won't be hearing this.
I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm not doing it. So I apologize that we have dragged you to YouTube, where it's much easier, albeit stricter.
Yeah.
It's better. It's better for you. It's better for us. And we don't have to wrestle with all that Facebook nonsense. And then we can actually communicate with you.
It's funny. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's funny how our selections on where we're streaming have wobbled over these last 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, they have.
We were okay. We're probably through with Facebook, and then YouTube. No YouTube. Whoa, we've only got Facebook.
We've only got Facebook. I mean, I'll say I'm glad we're gonna. Of course, the community is the community there, and we get lots of people, and they're great, and Stan's posting great content for everybody, and so we're not going to abandon that part. It's just the video.
Right. Yeah, no,
maddening.
They make it stupid hard to do that. And no, the community, that's what they do really well. So we should continue to use that.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, give them too much. Really well to an extent. They used to do it really well.
They do it not as bad as they do video. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm looking at it now. Hey, real quick, I just want to say we've got 124 members
at the Facebook group.
Yeah, we keep on growing.
It's good. How many of them are repeat name Japanese robot girls?
Oh, you know what? That's a good question. I have not. Let me see. Looks like at least 5 of them, 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. How did they get in there? 5, 6, 7. 7 of them are very attractive.
Same
Robot
name,
girls.
same Japanese name. Keiko
Yeah,
Keiko.
yeah. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One lives in Satsuma, Sendai, and Yoda. And so, yeah, so they're all from all over the place.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, so an international
robots, like
international
the Sumo
robot.
Show.
Yeah, exactly. But no, yeah. Make sure you head on over there, say hello to your pals, and if you stop by and you visit, make sure that you give us a like and a subscribe, depending on what platform you're on. And if they got a star, give us that. If got thumbs and all that, we want those too. Just give them all to us. We want them all.
We want your thumbs.
Yeah.
Sumo Show wants your thumbs.
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
Yeah.
With actual thumbs.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna ban these.
Winner keeps the thumbs. Ugh. Yee.
I'm gonna suspend these bots.
Okay, let's stop talking about that. Let's talk about Sumo.
That's why we're here. Let's do it.
Yay! So yeah, very exciting tournament. We were right on the edge when let's just switch over to looking at the standings entering day 14. We'll talk about those and move along. Yeah, so here we go.
That's all right.
My name things. Oh, there we go. That's what we wanted. Yeah.
The pick and pick.
So Onosato, our Sekiwake, in his just his 10th tournament as a professional. Less than that? I don't even remember anymore. Not very many. Only his 5th tournament in the top division. I think his 6th or 7th tournament overall. He is our leader, 12-1. Seoul, no one else is keeping up with him. He's got a 2-bout lead over his closest competitors with 2 days to go, which means if he wins either day 14 or day 15, he wins the tournament. And
you think he'll get a promotion, or has he gotten it already? I mean, I'm
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, we were talking about it last week that he has now hit the numbers that he needs to get to be promoted. He's won 33 bouts over the course of 3 tournaments, and he won one of those tournaments. He won in the May tournament. He won the whole thing, and the July tournament he was only 9-6, which was not great, but he got he's doing all right. He got 12 wins in
clearly.
May. He got 12 wins already here in September, and he got 9 wins in July, which means that there's 33 wins over the course of 3 consecutive tournaments, which is the base measurement. It doesn't guarantee getting promoted, but that's the base measurement. Now, on top of that, he won the tournament in May, and on top of that, in the May and July tournaments, he got a grand total of 3 special prizes for doing so good. So he seems to, by all measure, there should be no argument. Now, this is Sumo Association, so
who knows,
nothing's
right?
ever sure, but he has fulfilled everything they want to fulfill. He's the leader here, and we'll see. Like I say, if he wins either one of his day 14 or 15 matches, he wins this tournament. And then he'll have 2 wins.
I'll tell you what.
And 34 or 35 wins
that's incredible.
in 3 tournaments. So it really seems like he has hit the numbers, and they want him to do well. I mean, that's really the biggest stumbling block would be if they somehow wanted to teach him a lesson for something.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. So they'll pull some shenanigans potentially where they're like, hey, you aren't you need more seasoning or whatever. But what's interesting is I have not been, just for my role in this, because they listen to this show and they really care about what we think. Is that they I have not thought of Ono Santo as a full, I mean, he's a Rikishi and he's doing his thing, and of course he's wrestling and he's doing the stuff, but in my mind he's the young upstart doing the thing.
Well, yeah.
And so that might be, that's an interesting sort of transition to say, oh wait, no, he's the guy. That's
it's kind of it. And however, having said that, he does have a whiff of scandal around him.
I was going to ask,
I don't know if you remember this, but in June, I think it was, there was a bit of a scandal because there was a wrestler in his Heya who was underage and was forced to drink. And a bunch of people
did
that to him, and he was one of the people that got named as someone who had applied.
He wasn't the guy that was lighting people on fire, scaring them with a can
right.
or whatever.
Yeah, not as big as that, but it's still, it was a bit of a scandal, and he's the young guy, and he got named, and he got some public shade for that. So
so has he done anything else outside of that to, I mean, because his attitude
and in fact,
seems really
his reaction to that was exactly what you wanted. He's like, yeah, I'm totally sorry. When we talked about this, said, he's less than a year into his career. How can you when his higher ups? I mean, the problem we were expressing was that, as you say, he's a young guy who got promoted high, and when you get to the upper ranks, you are now supposed to help discipline and train the people below you. So he was supposed to start to help to discipline and train people who'd been in professional sumo for years already, but are not ranked as high as him. And he is as susceptible to peer pressure as anyone else. So the other people ranked around him are going, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. Do that.
Yeah. And when you're making that transition from being a young person and having that sort of like, we're going to drink to excess, we're going to party our guts out. And then you go to an adult space where you're also an adult, but you don't feel like one. I mean, that's that's a different vibe. I'm glad that it was something small like that, because I hope it was enough to kind of keep him.
And then it seems to be like he came, but that also is less than 6 months ago. So if there is anything that is holding that could kind of float in his way, the two things are he's just so damn young, and the other is he did screw up a little.
Yeah. Is he the youngest to have done what he's doing now, or
he's not
is
the youngest? But if he succeeds, if he gets promoted to Ozeki, he will have done it in the fewest tournaments since starting professional sumo.
Okay, wait. Since it's been
so he's not the youngest, like age-wise.
Yeah,
but his career is the youngest.
Tenure. Yeah.
He's been in professional sumo for less than 10 tournaments, and he will have reached Ozeki. No one else has gotten Ozeki in that few tournaments.
I'm split between really being excited for him and wanting to do it, and then also wanting to build sort of a suit of armor for him so that he doesn't get hit by a car or meteor doesn't strike or just the way that some of these guys are just getting, beaten up and yeah.
Well, let's get back to this tournament at hand.
Sure.
So he's there. We've got Kirishima, Sekiwaka Kirishima, Maegashira 7, Wakataka Kage, Maegashira 13, Nishikigi, and Maegashira 15, Takayasu, former Ozeki. All are 10-3. If they all can win both of their remaining tournaments, and Onosato loses both of his remaining tournaments, then there'll be a playoff. So that's how the U show is going to go down here in these final 2 days. Onosato wins any one of his tournaments, any one of his matches, he wins the tournament. If he loses both of them, then whichever of those 4 wins both of theirs will go into a playoff with him. And of course, we've got a whole mess of people here who might be 7-7.
Yeah, look at that.
Got looking like about 10 or 12 people there.
Gonna have a busy party.
Could be. Sure could be. So let's we are not showing videos as we have been this entire tournament. We have a Google Doc is the word I'm looking for. A Google Doc which you can go to see the videos we're watching and timestamps for what matches we'll be watching.
That's right, and you will see that in chat in just a moment, mere seconds from now.
So the first half of the tournament, we were using a video from Kintamiyama, but he went to Japan. He had a trip to Japan in the middle and stopped producing videos because he's on the road. So we switched over to our old friend Nato Sumo on a weird Cameroonian website. And when I went to load those this afternoon, they weren't playing. They just weren't loading. So for
probably
these final 2, we've gone back to YouTube to the NHK video.
The audacity.
Well, and NHK wants us to watch their stuff.
They just don't want you to, they want
you to, so we're going to be watching the NHK videos for days 14 and 15. Those are the links that are on the Google Doc right now with timestamps to go along with them.
Beauty.
So
I'm switching YouTube accounts here real quick. Hold on one sec. We don't want my ads to pop. Okay, here we go. I'm ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we are going to. I got to pull my video up too. So we're going to start looking at on the day 14 video at timestamp 8 minutes and 23 seconds. We've got Bushozan and Midori Fuji. This is not a match that has anything to do with anything other than it's an interesting match.
All right.
So hit it, because I think that we're not going to get as directly into the matches we usually did on the other set. Rather a long-ish lead up. Because this is the NHK video. It's not quite as trimmed to clip. Okay, I'm ready. I'm at timestamp 8 minutes and 42 seconds right now.
Same.
All right, so then this is a good place to start. So hit it.
All right.
And Midori Fuji trying to get in. Bucho-san trying to keep him away from his belt. Stay away from my belt and away from my shoulder. Because we know Midori Fuji likes to grab a shoulder and make him roll. Midori Fuji.
Oh. This Gyoji looks young, like a young buck.
Well, this is pretty early in the. A young buck, relatively speaking.
Of course.
He's still probably in his mid-30s. So Midori Fuji tried to grab the belt, couldn't get it. Bucho-san tried, just kept keeping him away, but he couldn't actually do anything with him. Midori Fuji kept trying to scoot back and get a throw in. Bucho-san is really kind of walked a good fine line there between, pushing and pushing him away and not overcommitting.
Yeah.
But which really was just a big stalling tactic, which means he wasn't really doing anything to win. He was trying to keep Midori Fuji from getting his hooks on him.
Yeah.
And that worked for a while, and eventually Midori Fuji got a hook. So Midori Fuji improves to 7-7, which means he will be coming to my house.
Yeah, I'm watching the quick, not the replay, and it looks like Midori Fuji was kind of almost training him through to lean in, and then he'd
Yeah.
move a little bit, and then he'd get his balance, and then he finally just over. Yeah, that was interesting. He did that about 4 times before he finally.
Yeah, well, he was setting up for that move, and
Yeah,
Bushozan was trying to keep him away and say, "No, you can't do that."
yeah, yeah.
But he wasn't doing anything to try to take control of the match, which kind of just made it there was one point he almost grabbed Midori Fuji's arm and pulled him in. If
Yeah,
he could have
yeah.
pulled him in and wrapped him up, he might have had something. I think Midori Fuji just had his number.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
All right, so now we're going to go to 2308.
23. Oops. Too far.
We've got Kotozakura and Abi.
All right. I will say, NHK, your graphics leave me wanting.
They are not as good as
not even
our good friend Nato.
Yeah, yeah.
That was one of the beauties of going and watching his videos for the last week. Was
I forgot how much I loved him. Just all of the information and yeah.
Okay. But here we go there. Kotozakura is 7-6, still trying to get his Kachikoshi. Abi not having a terribly good tournament. He's already Makekoshi in Sekewake, so he'll be dropping down after this tournament.
Okay.
So if you go to that timestamp, that 2308, and you watch, you'll see in the space between the two photos.
Yes.
See those guys moving, carrying the banners?
Yes.
That's the thing I'm always talking about.
Right. I see that.
Right? They will go through. There's a banner for each envelope. So when you see a match with a big pile of envelopes, those guys had to circle a lot with a lot of banners.
Got you. How much do they pay? Do you know?
Yes, they pay about $600, and $300 of that goes to the wrestler, and $300 of it goes to the Sumo Association.
Gotcha. The wrestler that wins.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
$300 of it goes in the envelope. I think the envelopes literally do have $300 in it.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's 3,000 yen, but 30,000 yen, 30,000 yen.
Got it.
All right, so we are now gonna jump ahead a bit to about 23-24.
23-24. Okay, thereabouts.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things here, go back to the 20. Stop and go back.
I'm not playing, but you got go for it.
23 and 24.
Yeah.
You notice that the Gyoji's fan is pointed away, which means they don't have to go right now. Either the Gyoji made a mistake, or they've just decided we're ready, we're going.
Interesting.
But you notice how whenever they go, the Gyoji's pointing the fan directly towards us, right?
I will tell you that I have not noticed that and did not know that as a thing.
So when you're watching the long, and you know how they come in and they line up and then they go back to their corners repeatedly. Each time
the Gyoji gives them both a pat.
The Gyoji
on the butt
lines up
with the paddle, and then
but each time the Gyoji lines up with his paddle pointed to the side, like he is now. But when time is up and they have to fight, he lines up with his fan pointing forward.
That's okay.
Sign that they have to go now. Now, I didn't notice this before in any of the times watching it, but he's lining up like they should have another chance to go to their corners if they want to. He doesn't decide that on his own. One of the judges on the side of the ring has a timer and lets them know when the time is right. So it's probable, in fact, that he has told everyone that now is the time to go, and the Gyoji has made a mistake here by pointing sideways when he's not supposed to. But they can, anytime they line up, if both of them want to go, they can go.
So they don't have to wait for that sign. They
don't have to wait for it, but they generally do. That's part of the rhythm, right? Everything happens on this rhythm that builds up. Right. So at this point, like I say, my best guess is that Gyoji's in error because the two Rikshi will have been on that rhythm building up, and if it's not time yet, one of them is going to be not ready, but
So,
they're both ready and they go.
and what are the implications of that later? I mean, is there any?
I bet the Gyoji will get, everyone gets reviewed and told what they did right and what they did wrong. If he did
Mm,
this wrong, he'll be told you
you're
pointed
gonna
your fan the wrong way. You've got to point your fan forward.
Fascinating. I'll be watching fan work then. That's something that I have not wrapped my mind around yet.
All right, so we're now 23-24, and
Okay.
we're ready to watch the match. So go. Oh, Gyoji looks surprised.
Oh my
Now
gosh.
he's like, "Hey,
He
what?
does.
They're going." Yes, and Kota Sakura beats Abi. So he gets
Very interesting, quick and curious match.
yeah. Kota Sakura gets his Kachikoshi. He's no longer needs to worry about that.
Nice.
I mean, both the Hoshoryu, our two Ozeki in this tournament, our two remaining, two Ozeki, remaining Ozeki, are
Mhm.
having not good tournaments. Neither one of them is going to get to double-digit wins, and at this point, neither one of them, I think, has Kachikoshi. So
That's rough. I gotta say, Kota Sakura, I love when they don't just shove them out into the audience and hope that they land on the, one of the shinpon that they I love that
yeah,
he kind of caught
yeah,
the other wrestler before he
right,
fell to his
yeah.
death.
I've
But yeah,
won, and there's no reason for you to fall.
yeah, I like that a lot.
All right. So that was Coach Sakura. So now we're going to look at the leaders here on day 14, the people who are in second place, and our leader Onosato. So we're going to go to 14:45.
Okay. Nishikiki. Oh.
For Nishikigi, who is one of our 10-3 people, and Oho Nishikigi at Maegashira 13, who's kind of he's had so time the last most of this year, so he's having a great tournament here at 10-3, and he can stay in the running. Like, he's got as good a chance as any of those other 10-3 guys, which is to say they're hoping for Onosato to lose.
Yeah.
But if he beats Oho, he can stay in the mix and possibly
Nice.
get a Jun Yusho, get a second place finish.
Oh, as a youngster.
Yes, he's a young guy.
24.
One of our up and comers that we've talked about when we did
That's
that
right.
show where we talked about the
Up and comers. Yeah.
yeah. All right, so let's now jump to 15:06.
All right, 15:06.
Where they're getting ready, and you see the Gyoji has the fan pointed
Aha.
forward. That's where you point it when they're when you're telling them they must go this time.
This Yoji looking very, very fancy, very Colonel Sanders almost.
He's got a power stance.
He does, yeah, he does.
All right, hit it.
Ready? Oh.
Yeah, he comes in with a high elbow and just dominates the whole time.
Good for him. That was quick.
Yeah.
Yoichi gives him a little smack on the butt. Good job.
Yeah, you don't want to know what those war fans do in the off hours. And Nishikigi goes to 11-3. Let's see, replay. We got Nishikigi comes in with a strong elbow to the throat.
No, God, that just made me cringe.
And then he drives Oho back and manages to keep it going the whole time. He never has to slow down. Oho wanted to dig his heels in there at the edge, and it
couldn't do it.
Nishikigi had him, wasn't coming straight on. He kind of had him tipped a little to the side, was able to knock him to the ground. All right, so if we go to 18:53.
I'm there now.
18:53 was a very good year.
Was it?
I don't know.
I mean, you were there, right?
Yeah, we got.
Where's there?
I
You
remember
little
when the original
shaver.
Daisho back in 1742, Daisho and Wakataka Kage.
Waka's picture looks like he was put on a little sideways. It just looks like he's askew.
He's yeah. It's weird, yeah, because the center of his face looks like he's looking forward, but this he does got his hair on sideways, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like he's just put together a little askew. Maybe he's like trapped in a windstorm or something. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's who's a fighting. Komusubi Daisho has already got his Kachikoshi, which he should be. He's trying to get to double figures if he can win both of his remaining matches. Wakataka Kage wants to stay in the hunt here. And a lot of people shouting for Wakataka Kage in the crowd. If we go to, where's a good starting frame? 1916?
1916. There we go.
See
Whoa,
again?
this Goji's looking good.
Yeah, look at where his fans pointing.
Yeah.
Forward. So hit it.
Oh, whoops. Yes, I'll hit it now. Let me.
Well, I'm not sure what's so funny.
I said, yes, I shall play it now, and not have already played it, and then playing it for a second time.
I see.
Yeah. Well, now I'm hooked.
Now you're hooked
to the sumo. I got to watch. When I start watching, my brain goes, yes, continue that.
Well, yes, a good match here where Daisho's a pusher thruster. Wakataka Kage likes to get a belt grip and make a throw. He's a strong guy. He's got that muscle, that weightlifter body.
Yeah,
and so Daisho's
sure
trying to keep weight, but Wakataka Kage, they're both pretty just focused and driving.
Yeah.
But Wakataka Kage just a little more focused.
Good for you, Waka.
So he remains at only 3 losses. He's now 11-3.
Well earned.
So we now go to Kirishima and Takayasu at 21-23.
21-23. I like Takayasu's picture is great. That's like
he's got a lot of character, our Takayasu.
He does. He definitely does. In this picture of him too, he kind of looks like Spanish abuela.
He is half Filipino.
Yeah. No, he's also a handsome guy.
He's also, as you point out every time, he's our hairiest Rikishi.
Very hairy. Like he's wearing a sweater into the ring. It's
not that hairy.
It's pretty hairy
compared to the other Rikishi he is, but he's only a little hairy. But here we got a match where both of these guys are in our 10-3 group. So one of them has to fall out.
Oh boy.
And we can see that NHK picked this as a bout of the day. It's their bout of the day.
I see that, but I'm trying to make sense of what they're showing here. I see. They're showing when they've wrestled.
Oh, that the next thing they show?
Then the moves that they won by?
This is the last year and when fighting each other.
Okay, so like Kirishima won in July.
Kirishima won in July of this year, and January of this year, and September of last year.
Gotcha. And those are the moves that the finishers.
Okay, gotcha. The Kumaric Day, the winning moves. Yorikiri is the force out at the edge where they just kind of have them by the belt and force them over. Oshidashi is pushing them over the edge when they don't have a belt grip. I don't remember what Hikiotoshi is.
That's the one where he picks him up in the air, spins him.
No, it's not. No,
helicopters right out of the ring.
That's a different thing.
Oh,
all right. So let's jump ahead here. they go through showing them get ready. Let's get to about 21:58.
21:58.
And since you're so anxious, hit it.
Oh, this started already. All right.
Oh,
I'm behind. But oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Kirishima runs over. So Takayasu kind of takes a spill. Kirishima runs over him because he really didn't do much of anything. And we see as he gets up that Takayasu's knees are bothering him. And when we see the replay, we'll see that really, as someone with a bad knees, I can totally
that it shouldn't go that way.
Empathize it. Yeah, there's times when you just, for no reason, your knees say, right now I'm not working. Sorry, I'm on my coffee break.
Right, exactly.
And then you fall on your knee and it says, oh, well, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, no, you've really angered me.
Watch the replay. They're going, and he oversteps a little, but then puts weight on that knee, and the knee just says, I'm done.
Yeah, the knee does not bend that way. And then I do really like the fact that he comes over to see how he's doing, because it's probably like, wait, I didn't do much to you. Is there something else wrong?
That's exactly what it is, right? It's like, I didn't do anything, and so you went down like a sack of potatoes. Are you okay? Yeah.
Well, that's good ringsmanship.
Yes, it was very nice to see that. Although, I mean, you watch it again in the slow motion, particularly the second slow motion they show. You see that, right? He oversteps a little, and then his knee doesn't go, and main thing is he lands straight on the knee. I think that's why he's limping. Again, I speak as someone with bad knees.
Yeah,
they'll buckle on you, and that's not really a big problem. But if they buckle and you land straight on them, then that's.
Well, yeah. The other thing about it, is with the knee problem is that it makes you walk a little weird.
Yeah,
and that throws you off. You know what I mean? Like to hit his knee like that with his leg in that position is just. Oh, I'm seeing Hoshoryu in the audience. He is looking very intense.
All right, so Kirishima is going to stay in our group of second placers, and Takayasu, that's it for him in the Yusho run. So another great tournament where he's put in a lot of terrific sumo and comes up short again.
Ouch.
He is in the twilight of his career, and it's just. As I say every time, I so want him to win a Yusho, but it's just, I don't think it's ever going to happen at this point. This is a great tournament. He's got double-digit wins, and he fought very well, but
just can't quite do it.
Yep. All right, so now we're going to jump ahead to 24:08.
24:08.
Because the other bout.
Here's our boy,
which is. This is kind of also a Japanese saying. This is the best one. This also is the best one.
This is the other best one.
The other bout of the day is Onosato and Hoshoryu. Hoshoryu, we see, still hasn't gotten his Kachikoshi.
Yeah.
Right? Onosato, if he can win this match, he wins the tournament. He will win the tournament. And Hoshoryu will be 7-7 and have to come to my house on Sunday. If Hoshoryu wins, he gets his Kachikoshi, kind of like we saw Kotozaka to do against Abi. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore. And Onosato still has to win on Sunday if he wants to outright win the tournament. So that's what we're looking at here. And if we skip ahead a little bit, we see again in the past year, which is all they've ever fought, is Onosato won by default last time. That was the day that Hoshoryu pulled out because of the hip injury.
Yeah, right.
And the 3 previous times, Hoshoryu won by underarm throw, shitate nage.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's that's a move he uses on the regular.
Like, he likes that move, and he's beaten Onosato with it 3 times. So Onosato, his only win against him has been by default.
Okay, so this is very interesting. This is an interesting, and I gotta say, even though Horseshoe is maybe not doing as well as one would expect, or I would expect of him, he's a character. I do like him.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to 24-49.
24 and a 49. That's a lot of time between.
Yeah. It's the last match of the day. It's the big match, so they showed a lot of
Like kind of clips
like
and things of the
everyone getting ready. So
Gotcha.
here's our Tata Gyoji again. Is Goombay is Warfan is pointed forward.
Right. This is our Shambler, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
So when you are ready, hit it.
Go. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, Onosato's a little anxious. Little anxious.
Like, sorry. The Gyoji was like, what? I'm giving you a frowny frown. Oh no!
Onosato
Wow, he's won.
He eats him for breakfast.
He really did.
He did. He got. I mean, that false start was clearly because he knows he needs. Sometimes we talk about that, right? Sometimes you're trying to set someone and make them think of it. And sometimes you're a little nervous, and sometimes you're just trying to be fast.
Right. Yeah. And I bet it's a mix of how important this was.
Yeah.
And look at him. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
He's literally just shit. He kind of jumped up and down and.
Yep. He comes.
He
gets
was
up quick. Gets two hands in under the chin, not quite Nodowa, not on the throat, but on the clavicles, and pushes him back. Pushes him back again, and then another half push for good measure.
Not today, sir.
1,
not today.
2.5 done.
Yeah. Boy, and that's Tekioji. Is he wearing a pillow in front? Like he looks very. He's got a shape.
He's a 70-year-old man.
Well, he's not shaped like a 70-year-old man. He's shaped like a kind of like a melting wax figure.
I got nothing. I got nothing for that.
Very, very odd shaped body. One might even say gnarled. Look at this. I'm clicking on the next day, and I don't mean to cheat, but I see a very cool site.
What are you cheating for?
I don't mean to cheat.
Well, there's no cheating. So if we go back to our, I'm going to come back to stop looking at video and looking at the standings. Flip it over. Onosato is 13-1. Else behind him is 11-3. There's the last match. He's won. He's won this tournament. They haven't put his name in gold yet, but at this time he has won. And so can he won, which is the things the things you're looking for are perfect. And close to perfect as possible. Can he win one or go 14? And then need to win. Those guys who wins will finish in second place. Them lose, then anyone with 4 will win. So Wakamoto Haru and Shodai and Takayasu still could have a piece of the pie if all 3 of Kirishima, Wakatage, and Niki lose.
Gotcha.
On day 15. But we look here, we've got 3, 6, 8 people at 7-7 or 7. Hokuto Fuji is 7-5-2, which is essentially 7-7.
Yeah.
Who have big matches today. So we got a bunch of people. We got a bunch of coming to stand videos for. If you're looking at our Google Doc,
I am.
Right now, there's a grayed out one at the top with Shishi Kinbozan.
Okay.
Our Shishi is from we looked at him once. He's a guy from Ukraine.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
To be promoted, and Kimbozan is from
Kazakhstan,
to the two highest ranked European rishi at the moment. And they Shishi got brought up for the day 15 match because they needed to fill in. So the fact that they were fighting, I thought was worth mentioning. And but we're not going to watch it because it really has no impact on what's going
on the day's doings.
Anything one that you might want to watch on your own,
Sounds good.
your own time. So here we've got there. If you're again looking at that sheet, you can see how Onosaka look at, because no matter what he wins, but he's fighting Abi, so that's should be an interesting match. We have our three who are three, and see if one of them will succeed in finishing in second place. And then we'll have the 5 matches of people who are that encompass all these people who are in 7 and 7. Them have to fight each other.
Right. And when we say they're coming to Stan's house, it's the matches he watches real closely.
Right. I like these matches when people are 7 and 7 because it's so primal. Right. This is it. If you win, you get a promotion. If you lose, you get a demotion. Like there's a whole week. The comes down to this.
Hopefully win. Hopefully.
As we in order to years of Match Fix Association very often against each other. So
yes,
one man leaves. Right. All right. So let's go switch into the video, and we're gonna go immediately to 2340.
2340.
Where we will see Abi and Onosato, which is bout of the day. at least one of the bets of the day.
Yes.
I don't know if we had ones today. I think this might have been the only one, but yeah. So Onosato, as you say, 13-1. He's won the tournament. Abi's 4-10. He's trying 11.
Right.
He's now trying to just cushion how far down he's going to drop with that performance.
And so winning on this one particular would be good for him.
Yeah, and beating the guy that only one other person has been able to beat. Onosato has beaten him the only 2 times they've fought before. And if we jump ahead to 2404.
Alrighty.
And this will be the match. So
let's party. Oh, what?
Yeah. So Abi, the big fear, Abi pulled that big Henka last time again. Yeah. It pissed me off. So the big fear was that he was going to do it again. And he didn't. He actually did a very good job here. He gets a big batch of envelopes for it.
Yeah, he does. Wow, that's a big
5 and
stack.
10. Big sack. And when we get to the replay, we will see poor Onosato. It's like, what did I didn't do it. What happened to me? I was invincible. Abi comes in with his long arms, stands him up just enough, and then knows he's going to drive forward and steps out of the way. Worked very well.
Yeah, it did. It did. Well, good for him. I mean, that's good. That's fine.
It's kind of high. Yeah, that's good. So Onosato does not go 14-1, but he will still win the tournament. So let's go to 848.
848.
Where we will see, is that right?
Nishikigi and Shuranomi.
Yeah, Nishikigi and Shuranomi. Nishikigi, one of our 11-3 guys. Now that he's no longer in contention, they've stopped making him fight so far above himself, but still, Lancashire 7's significantly higher than him, and Churanomi's had a good tournament, so this ought to be a good match. Let us look at 8:59.
All right.
Again, you're noting all these Goombay, all these war fans pointing forward.
I am, yeah. Yep.
Yes. So, all right. So when you're ready, hit it.
You. Oh.
Tsunomi tries to get on the belt and can't. Nishikigi stops him, but kind of inadvertently, Churanomi drives him forward, makes him step back again, and then
yeah.
So Nishikigi is not going to be in that Seoul segment. Now he's got to hope that the other two also lose, in which case he will get to still be in second place, but there'll be a whole lot more people there. And he gets the fighting spirit prize. He got a special prize.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right, so let's go to 10:33.
10 and 33. Okay. Oops.
We've got Wakatakage and Takayasu. So this is kind of Takayasu's chance for kind of spiritual revenge, right? He fell down, so now he can try and pull someone else down with him.
Right. Okay.
Right? And then hope that everyone else falls down, and then he will be able to still be in second place. Again, if all three of those guys lose, and at 10-4, at 11-4, he would be a Junyusha. But Wakatakage wants to win so he can stick there above them all.
Right. So let's watch the Contessa and Wakataka.
Let's go to. Let's pick a timing here. 10:45.
All right. I am there.
All right. Well, then hit it. I like how Wakatakage twitched his arm. Oh!
Like bowling with sumo.
Bowling for Shimpan.
Yeah. See, I told you.
He took out the head judge. That's the head judge, too, there.
And he looks like he got hurt.
Well, he got rolled over. He literally rolled. And Takayasu's hips and shoulders and everything are hurting. He looked pretty good. He didn't look like anything was bothering him from the day before at the start, but he walks away looking like he's in pain again.
Yep.
And Wakata's win.
Congratulations, Waka. Yeah. And I'm watching one more time. I just want to see him at the velocity that he hits. That gosh, he did just ouch.
Boom.
Yeah, really, really. He gets rolled out and then rolls out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard enough to go off we often talk about how bad it is to go off that ledge, but to go off at speed and then land on the aching. Yeah. And gets an outstanding performance award.
Hey, nice. Good. And what is that?
That's one of the three special prizes.
Gotcha. That's one of the, like, it's a bow, it's a string, it's a arrow.
Oh no, we didn't know. There's the special prizes that you might win for doing a good job, and they can be handed to earn them.
Gotcha.
The bow, the arrows, and the string are.
Oh, I see.
Are symbols for the day. And don't really have anything in particular associated with them.
That makes sense.
They're a thing, just a big symbolic thing.
Gotcha.
All right, so to 22-22.
Beautiful singing voice. Like an angel.
Not today. And Kirishima is fighting Dai.
Okay, wait, sorry. 22-22 is, and there we go.
Kirishima, started this tournament. One of my picks, possibly winning, and he now he can possibly. He had a couple there in the first week that he shouldn't have had, and it cost him.
Yeah.
But he said that he fairly dropped down from failed to win it back on his one-time shot. He announced that he is going to try to make it in as possible. He's trying in this tournament and the November tournament and January to get 11 or wins each time to get his 33 wins over 3 tournaments and earn back his Ozeki. And so 11, if he can win today and make that 12, that just gives him a little extra room, a little extra wiggle room for the other ones.
Gotcha.
Right? So you got to get 33. Average 11. So let's go to 22-40.
22-40.
And it's here. Hit it.
All right.
Doesn't let Daisho get his big pushing and thrusting, and just wins the tournament, wins the match pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, what happened there?
Where?
Oh, just I'm looking at the map. I'm not. Sorry, I'm rewatching to kind of just see when things went south. Because that was just so quick.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what Daisho was trying to do at Itachi, but he didn't drive throw with a big thrust, and Kirishima on his heel and kept him there.
Yeah, I just kept striking while the iron was hot. Yeah.
Usually, that's kind of what you would expect Daisho to be trying to do to Kirishima. And I'm trying to figure out what his Tachi plan was, because it seemed lose. What's your plan? Well,
my plan is, yeah. Oh, poor guy.
I mean, I can't see what his alternatives. Clearly, he was trying to do something, and it didn't work out. But Kirishima now gets his 12th win. He finishes at 12-3, which means that he only needs 10.5 each time for the next 2 tournaments. So is how things went for our people in the Yusho race. Let's look at our 7-7 groupings.
All right.
So if we go to 3-3.
3-2-3. All right.
We have and Ryuden.
Yeah.
Right? What did I do wrong? All right. Well, I thought we were going to be watching Sadano and Onokatsu, and we are. I don't know. Actually, wow, something is going to go wrong here.
I'm
going to have something amiss. I think that Hokuto Fuji number is going to be wrong. Okay, well, let's watch this one. We'll jump back. So
okay.
Tamawashi and Den. Both of them were 7-7. So one guy's Kachikoshi, the other guy's Makikoshi. So if we go to about 3:52,
Okay.
we'll get to see the match. Hit it.
Hit it.
Yuda's driving. Tamawashi's going slap. Trying to slap him down and get inside, and
oh. What was that? That's a great way to finish a match. Just we'll call it bucking
kick.
Bronco.
So Ryunin. Kachikoshi. Tamawashi, despite now Tamawashi the record most for the Iron Man record we talked about, right?
Yeah.
6,000 wins in a row. Or something like that. Never having missed a day.
I'm going to give him the most elegant kickflip award.
Well, that'll be a good. That's a good.
Yeah, good consolation.
Place. All right, so let's go to 1 minute and 49 seconds.
1 minute 49 seconds. I am there.
Sadanoumi and Onokatsu. Onokatsu is one of the guys we looked at the beginning. He was one of my downfalls on the Fantasy Oya game. In the top division was the Kono Sato, and a lot of us thought he was going to come up to the top division and stake his. See, he's 6-8. He's already Makikoshi. He's not going to stake his claim. He's going to say in the top division.
Right.
At Maegashira 14, at 6-8, he would really rather be 6-9 if he wants to not be. He wants to not back down to the second division. Now he might still even at 6 might still up all the way down. It's a lot dicier. So he really wants to win this, despite the fact that this is not the 2-7 guys in tension, because Onokatsu's top division rank is kind of hanging on him to win out here. So let's jump to 2 minutes and 5 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds.
2 minutes, 5 seconds.
Katsu looks like he's doing it with 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Wang. Ready?
Yes.
Hit it. Dives in, tries to get it. Sadanoumi being patient. Onokatsu swings him around. Sadanoumi gets his feet. Trying to be patient, and
nice.
So both of them are now Makikoshi. They're and increase the chances that he will remain in the top division for November. We'll have to wait and see, of course. Now, let's see. Jump ahead. I got to figure out where I did wrong.
Oh, right. We may a little out of sync on our matchery.
Yeah, so that's right. Well, let's go to 528. Maybe this will all work out. Where we'll see Yamamoto and Nishiki Fuji, both of whom are 7-7. So another pairing where everything's on the line. It's all here.
I love it. Yeah, no, I see what you're talking about. Like this 7 and 7 is where the action's at.
Yeah. So, all right. So 5:45 is where we're going to here.
Okay.
A nice pink kimono is War Fan. Hit it.
All right.
Fuji just Ichi Yamamoto just didn't seem to have a plan.
No,
Which often is his problem, right? When he's on, he's really on, but he just didn't seem to have much of a plan. Nishiki Fuji was we often look at where they're targeting. He seems to be doing his underarms the whole time. He's going right at the right under the shoulder, right at the underarm level on Ichi Yamamoto with every blast, and pretty well for him.
I'm just looking at their faces. I love it.
If we go to somewhere around 6:13, 6:10 and 6:13, we've got Hokuto Fuji and Midori Fuji.
Hokuto Fuji, my friend, you need that top knot is hanging on by a thread.
Well, what's hanging on by the thread is the front of his hair. He's got almost nothing left.
No, he's got a whole hairline missing.
He's got a chunk coming out of it.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's not a part.
That's falling apart.
Fuji pulled out for 3 days after injuring an ankle, but came back because at Maegashira 13, he knows he's got to do better. I think we were talking about it last week. He came in and he immediately needed to win 4 out of 5 in order to get his Kachikoshi, and he's gotten 3 of them with this today. Right? If he can win today, he'll get the Kachikoshi despite having missed 3 days of the tournament. Midori Fuji has had an unfortunate tournament. He's our. We were just watching him on day 14 when he was in Bushozan. Right? Quick, but if you can't, and he tries, a third year, he did this thing.
Right.
So let us head to 6:28.
6:28.
And we will see what happens here. Hit it. Fuji went a little too high on Tachi. He almost went over the top.
Yeah.
And then he's trying to get him to wrap. Midori Fuji's clamped down on that one hand, trying to get that shoulder grip. He likes that shoulder roll move.
Yeah.
See him hooking that hand under the Hokuto Fuji's left shoulder, trying to get the leveraging and balance to line up for a throw.
How it goes.
Doesn't work.
No, it does not work.
Hokuto Fuji backs him and crushes him down.
Yeah.
Oh man. Did you see, if you go back to 7:12 and watch as he's walking back, the woman in the back whose mouth is just open agape. That happened. Did you see her around 7:14, 7:15?
Let me take a look. Sorry, I didn't see her yet. 7.
As Midori Fuji.
Yes.
And there's a woman.
I see her now. Yeah.
She's like, what? Thought Midori Fuji was going to win. But Hokuto Fuji comes back and
good for him.
He saved his hair. Yeah. Oshitaoshi, front of push.
I was also going to say, it was nice that Hokuto Fuji bent over at the end and gave him a hand and said, "Here you go," and just sort of helped him get up. That was very thoughtful.
I like your head canon.
No, he really did go over there to help, but he didn't say, "Here you go."
Here you go. Shut up, Baldy. All right, to 25-10, which is very late in the matches to have a 7-7 guy, but we know Zeki Hoshu 7-7 to get his Kachikoshi.
That's right.
And meanwhile, Ozeki Kotozakura has he did his 10 wins like he's supposed to as an Ozeki. Neither one of them did, but Kotozakura has a very real reason to want this win, because 9 wins is much for an Ozeki. So, Ozeki up serious fight, but this is one where they both really, really want this match. Kotozakura wants it and shows, but that's a level of Ozeki. That's a thin line to hang your hopes on. So we got 25 and 22 is to get ready for this match.
Okay.
We got our Tata Gyoji. Here's the final match of the day, and the Tata Gyoji, the highest ranking Gyoji, who we often will make fun of. You were calling him a little weird shaped a few minutes ago.
I was. I called him like it looked like a wax figure that someone's left in the sun.
He is. This is his final match. He will turn 70 and has to retire. So this is it for him. So I'd say that just
a little bit. Yeah, they clearly must have had a tough conversation for sure. But also, we'll have to talk later at some point in time about the Gyoji sort of scandal, if you will.
Okay.
That we talked about this weekend. Am I roboting?
So yeah, I had set up. I had set up for a bout of the day for this day, because after this match, of course, is the boat twirling, which we will sometimes watch. And the video, they showed the whole boat twirling ceremony, because last act after the last day, he introduces and is part of the boat twirling ceremony. And so to honor him, they showed on NHK when it was going on. They showed it live, and Nato put it in his daily. And since we're not going to watch it before we watch this match, I want to talk about it a little bit.
Let's do it.
Because he, one of the things that Gyoji does is call out names of. And at the start of the boat twirling ceremony, he calls out the boat twirling ceremony and says the guy's name. And you could hear his voice crack as he was doing it. And as they were taking part, they kept showing pictures of him, and it was clear he was fighting back tears during the final boat twirling ceremony. And he did it, and everything went. He didn't fall over or lose his shit as he's done in the past. And as he comes off the dohyo at the Hanamichi, at the row that they walk in and out, and they had bouquets of flowers for him, and in front of the crowd, and gave him everyone stayed for it, and everyone stayed because there's going to be the award ceremony afterwards anyway. But everyone stayed, and they gave him a big ovation, and everyone knew that this was his big. Got some flowers, and people were giving him ovation back, and he's walking up to Hanamichi, and he almost trips and falls down.
Oh no!
But it was such a fitting piece of his final move. Is he kind of almost
literally par
bozo
for the course. Yeah.
leaving the building.
Uh,
Anyway, this match worth noting because he's been top Gyoji. He hasn't been that ranking level until recently, but he's been the top Gyoji for the last couple, been the highest one we have, and he's been an important. And this was just one of the historic things that are happening in this tournament. So,
yes.
let's watch the match.
Why don't we?
So 25, 22, hit it. Up. Hoshoryu is trying to get in. Kotozaka is trying to clamp him down. So, doesn't work. It's going backwards. Oh, then goes bowling for again.
Again.
So Hoshoryu gets the win, and he
good for you.
If he had lost, he'd Autobahn next tournament demotion. We could have lost another Ozeki.
Yeah,
but he got it.
I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, me too. Both of our Ozeki had weak tournaments this time. See, Hoshoryu's trying to get the leg trip. It doesn't quite work. Which is bad, but Ozeki, and they should well. And then the video goes on, starts to show ceremony, but we have Bouts of the Day where we get to our other big news. So let's go back to the day, and if we go to 55 seconds.
1 minute 55. Okay. There we are.
With Hokuto Fuji and Ryuden. So while I guess you know what's going to happen here, because we know Hokuto Fuji is going to be 7-5-2.
Yeah.
This was an interesting bout. So look at it. Let's jump to. If you go to 22, you can see Hokuto Fuji standing there in his thinking pose.
I see it. Yeah, I see it.
And then if we go to 12. Or 212. Sorry.
Okay, I was like, that's
no.
That's a long match.
212.
A lot of thinking going on.
Yeah, he thought a lot.
A lot. Okay, here we are. I'm there.
Hit it. Ryuden's chasing him around, and Fuji tries it back, and Ryuju's
it's like you gotta
back away, and then tips him over.
This is good sumo.
They're both moving sideways.
Just by a toe. By a single toe. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and he's exhausted.
Oh, they both look wiped. Wow. So maybe it happened quickly, but there was one point it looked like he was hanging on by a toe.
Yeah.
Oh, is he hurt? Or is he just winded?
No, his knee hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a match.
That was good. That was a lot of fun.
Wait for the Fuji got to 7-5-2, and
good for him. Good for him.
Really, don't show us a replay. I thought they showed a replay. So I guess I'm going to back up and.
Me too.
And watch it.
I want to get to the toe part.
I love, I'm just going all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah, me too.
So it starts off, Ryuden drives him back, and Hoshoryu Hokuto does a good job of backing up and getting out of the way, and then drives him forward, has Ryuden right on the edge, and he manages to get on the edge, and he gets away again.
Does he do this 5 times? 3.
And then they waltz for a while.
Yeah, they do a little do-si-doing,
but I like they keep. They're both trying not to give up that advantage.
4, 5. I gotta go back to that toe action. So he's one toe on the bail.
He's got his foot up on the bail, but not over.
That's right. Yeah.
And he probably used that for a bunch of leverage to make that final throw. And then he rolls off so exhausted that he can't get up.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah. So that's our bout of the day for day 14.
As he's rolling over him onto the ground, he looks so relieved to be done.
He does. Yeah. I think they both, and then when they're
but it just, you can see his face like finally.
Yeah. Last show we watched Takanosho. I don't remember who was fighting. Takanosho had a fight that went on and on that ended with. Do you remember that?
I do vaguely. Yeah.
Yeah, they were both like, just finish it. Just finish. They were chasing her around and making throws and not being able to finish it. And then in the end, it really did seem like he was just like, just push me out. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be a sumo anymore. All right, so let's go to day 15. Now, again, originally for day 15, I was going to show that twirling ceremony. We've seen the best matches for day 15. But since we can't do that, I think the best one that we have is going to be 1633. And that's Atami Fuji and Naomi.
Okay, 1 second. I gotta get there.
Naomi has had a terrible, terrible tournament, and the Atami Fuji has had another subpar tournament.
Yeah,
we saw him race up earlier this year, and seemed to be doing really well. And he's hit that ceiling, and he can't get past it. He might need to have a bad. He's going to drop down a little lower here because he's Makakoshi. If he can win this, he'll be 7-8, and he'll probably only drop to Maegashira 3, Maegashira 4. Need to 8 or 9 to have a really strong winning tournament and get his confidence back, because he's going to keep having tournaments like this. I think unless someone gives feather,
right.
He's looking for it. Shonan Nomi, I'm not sure whether he's got a back strain or he's just not feeling it, but he's had a bad tournament. So we go to 1658.
1658.
All right, we've got Kenosuke, our favorite Gyoji here. Wrap this up. And facing forward, which means they've got to go. So when we're ready
to go,
hit it. Atami Fuji drives in, can't get him to go. Has to step back. Drives again.
No.
Man,
good for him, but still, that was hard to watch.
Tournament. Oh, but wait a second. Mono-e.
Boy, I don't know. I would trust this particular.
There's a question of did he, when he steps on the Tawada, does his toe touch?
No.
No. And that's what they say. We looked at it, and
Doesn't look like a no.
But
you can still see him.
It's his face when they. He said, "Whoo, boy." Yeah. So he gets his 7 and 8.
Nice.
Which again, the people I picked, I think this time, who's not doing well for me. Tournament, but he got that win. It was very important. He needed that win.
Well, I'm proud of him.
If I come back here to the standings leaving date, which means the end of the tournament. This is how Onosato wins the tournament with a 13-2 records. Omedeto, congratulations, Onosato. Junyu Show, second place, Kirishima and Wakataka Kage. Kage went 12-3 at the Junyu Show. So he's going to get, from Maegashira 7, he's going to be there with a Maegashira 1 for next tournament.
Nice.
Look at you know what? If we were to pull up the look when I use my iPad and we look at the rankings, the Banzuke with everyone's score, we would see that. And we look at it here in our top grouping. We got the 2, and then it's Maegashira 7. We got 1 Maegashira 3 and Maegashira 4. Everyone else is Maegashira 7, 9, 250.
Yeah.
We own Oho. And so our top of the division, kind of as predicted, did not do well. So we get a lot of shuffle there. There's not a lot of room. And some interesting things that in figuring out the next Banzuke.
Now,
Go ahead.
In terms of the next Banzuke, are there people who are disappointed in the fact that the top of the Banzuke didn't perform?
Are there people?
Yeah, like fans, like us, like people who watch sumo.
Well, I mean, you want the top guys to do well. You want the top of the Banzuke to do well.
Yeah.
You want some shifting around. You don't. There are two things that are frustrating, and one is when everyone well and there's no room for them to promote more. Too many people are doing poorly, and you have no continuity, and so you're shifting in with more people who are very well. You want kind of relatively stable core and 1 or 2 people to be at tournament and dropping. So I think that from a perspective, this kind of tournament where there's a lot of performance in what's called the Joi, the people who are ranked high enough that they might have to fight the. It will probably. You want about half of those people to be doing well, to be earning their keep. When they all do, it fully means that the next batch is also going to be relatively weak.
Yeah.
So
that's the worry, isn't it?
And sometimes you have tournaments where Ozeki this time they just both happen to have bad tournaments at this time, but that doesn't mean they're bad. That they're weak Ozeki or there's doom in their future.
Right. Yeah.
It's probably true for the also who's up there that didn't do well. Tommy, he's good. He just needs to get back good rhythm and of Kachiko also good and should around there. Takanosho finishing at 4-11. What's up with that? Takayumi. Well, I mean, Takayumi got up there. He hasn't been struggle. He kind of expected him not to do well. Show hoping would do well. Tobizaru 5.
I was just gonna say, look at Abi, Tobizaru, Meisei, like that's
yeah.
Yeah, it just strikes me that sumo purists will be disappointed at the opportunity that's given to the next rung down to kind of rise to the top so fast.
Well, it's going to make it. That's where that art of creating the bonds.
Yeah,
we see sometimes people dive as far as we think they should, or don't go up quite as far as they might, because of
the way they architected the
ranking committee want to encourage chaotic.
Yeah,
right? Because once it starts being chaotic, it takes for it to settle back together.
Yeah,
saw that once things get a little shelter, it's any kind of shaking up a snow globe. Eventually, it's going to settle. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So you want to prevent that if you can, and that's where the kind of let's not move this guy down.
Right.
Let's give this guy a really big promotion because he should be up there. Will happen. So I think that next tournament is real difficult to predict. Right, there are a lot of other sites that do contests for predicting is going to look, and people who have, there are rules, I say with air quotes, for if you get this many wins, you move up this far. If you have mathematically what should happen. I think that this next tournament, the going to rules more than usual, and which will make the fans, particularly the betting fans who like to do these kind of games, wager on them.
Yeah, that's right.
It's predictable that that's going to happen.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's super.
Not a bad Basho.
10-5. Shodai at Maegashira 4. With all those people of him dropping out, in theory, he could earn a bump up to Komusubi.
Wow.
Probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
But the only person above him, Maegashira 3, Wakamoto Haru, 11-4, almost certainly he's going up to Komusubi at this point. So 5-10. Now you usually don't like to drop a Sekewake out of San. You use Komusubi, but at 5-10, Abi's dropping more than one rank. Right? They're not going to just bump him down to Komusubi. So that Komusubi spots, because Daisho's going to go up, Sekewake, and Abi's going to leapfrog him going down.
Pretty interesting.
So we should next time have two. I mean, they won't necessarily be people who Komusubi before, but they will be new Komusubi. The Komusubi rank will be two new people who haven't been in the Sanyaku in this tournament in recent times. So, they could walk it from. In theory, they could bunk all the way up to Komusubi.
Yeah,
they will. That's a huge. But in theory, we could have the brothers, the Waka brothers, Waka Takakage and Waka, both be Komusubi this time. I don't think we will.
Yeah,
I will, but we could. So That's where that. So
nice. Well, yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, he's here.
Is there more?
Is there anything else to do? I don't know. We might be
I don't
done.
think so. Yeah, no,
Thank you for tuning in,
I'm just a humble other guy.
You know what we need to do? You know what we need.
I do.
You
I do
You're
indeed.
looking forward to it. We're going to start by saying we're looking at our fantasy game. Now we see how the. Let's look how our tournament ended.
Let's look.
So let's start looking at how it's still got. So on day 3, the first time we looked at it, Troy at the top above me and Dave Lemon and Baseball Berry with 10 points, 1 point ahead of us. We came back on. Troy was still on top with a bigger lead, and Baseball Berry had dropped out. It was me, Dave, and but he had a 4-point lead in front of us. And then on day 10, right? The next one was day 10. You 5-point lead, but it was over me because Dave dropped back a little. And on day 30, you were still with a 7-point lead over me. And Dave and Baseball Berry were tied there.
2 points away from a perfect score.
Then you're possible. 2 points off from a perfect score. We'll go back and look at that. You had a perfect score on days. You were tied for best possible score. You had it. And then you were only off by 1 and only off by 2. And that was the last time. Let's come over here and I will switch what we're looking at. And we will switch and look at the fantasy Oyakata game. Right now, here we go. End of the tournament. Possible for finishing this tournament is
is it 57 or 50?
I forgot to put in Onosato gets 2, 3.
Oh, for the special.
Yeah, it is. That's going to change. So that number is 57 is not the best you can. But whatever it is, these are the people you would pick. It's going to go a little bit because of special prizes that I didn't add in there. So if you had Kotozakura or Hoshoryu, they both win 8 and 7 in the champion level. If you had Onosato in the Sanyaku level, 13 and 2. If you had Wakamoto Haru in Nagashira, you got 11 and 1. Takakage in the middle, 12 and 3. And if you had Nishikigi in the lower division, you had 11 and 4. If you get Onosato, and if you picked Onosato for the U show, you'd get an extra point. Or Wakataka Kage, they both finished second, you would get 1 point picking the junior show. I think Onosato got 3 points. He got 1 for winning, and I think he got 2 special prizes. So that would be 3 extra bonus points. We'll see, because some people picked him. It is differently this time. Usually I was revealing side by side.
Yeah.
But this time I'm going to switch over, and I'm just going to reveal just that F row, the totals row, so we can see what our final scores are.
Yes.
Here we go.
It's a rousing game of whose totals are they anyway?
Right. Yeah. Whoever won with 55 points.
Okay.
The next person is only 1 point.
The special points shenanigans.
47. So the question was, could you keep me from catching up and overtaking you?
Yeah. I don't know. All
right, so here we go. We're going to start at the bottom, 28. We know it's going to be Marvelous because he picked a couple. Picked Teruno Fuji
Yeah.
first of all, and then a couple of other. He had one. What was one of ever choice? The Takano Show was not so good. The Wakataka Kage. He was the only person I think that picked Wakataka Kage. Kageyaki was a terrible choice. And at 46 points, we had Berry dropped down to 46.
Berry.
And then tied at 47 are Linnea and Dave. The Lemon household.
Yeah.
Lemon House, 47 points apiece. It's really awesome. So now the question is, there are two people left. One is you.
And this is killing me.
And the winner is Troy.
Get out by a point.
One.
Wow.
And we get get here. So 3 special points we're going to add at the bottom there. I put them for us. I forgot what is possible was 60 and 55. Right? We both had Kotozakura. We both had Onosato. Wakamoto Haru, really good pick. Tommy Fuji. If he'd had just one, if he'd been Koshi, I'd have cut you.
That's right. That's right.
Pretty good, but Wakataka Kage was a better choice for me. Here, you had Takayasu, who race, and Onokatsu. Now, but what really helps me out here is I picked both To and Wakataka Kage, so I got 2 points. I was the only person that Baseball Berry also got 1 point for picking Kirishima. But other than that, no one got points, the winner of the tournament section. So there's 2 of my points here. But there you are, champion, our Yusho winner for Fantasy Oyaka, the say you're a newbie, like our friend Troy.
Yeah.
The one newbie, sir, you are a winner.
Look at that. Thank you very much. I'm choked up. No, not really, but no, I'm very proud, very excited for this. I get, of course, the grand prize.
Prize of
feeling proud of myself, which, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it in this day of our Lord. Yeah, no, I'll take it.
Yes. So I'll see these all-time champs segments. You, of course, previously, so you will jump up here to be right below Jonathan Sandej. There are only 2 people who have one Yusho and one junior.
Very nice.
A junior show to go. So
yeah, I do not look forward to the ups and downs of my trying to maintain this position, and can I sustain it over the long haul? Who can say? But I will try to do my best.
You did terrific, my friend. You did very well. Congratulations. Good picking.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's my fighting spirit.
All right. So so back to our standings. We've talked it all through. That was a tournament, a terrific tournament.
Absolutely, yeah.
I tell you, we before we go, so I guess one of the things to say is Sumo Show is going to take October off. We are not going to be around for October. The next show is going to be November 4th, I think, November 4th, which will be the Banzuke show.
That's right.
Which means it's a minute to talk about what happened in the sumo news following this tournament. So Onosato won winning of the show about how he had fulfilled the requirements, the basic requirements, and to become a Ozeki, to get the Ozeki promotion. And there's a unanimous vote to give him Wednesday of this week. It was officially announced that he
nice.
He is now our third Ozeki, 3 Ozeki again.
All right, good.
And
really, too.
Kind of going back on what we had talked about too, in the announcement of it, the phrasing they use is we about how they messages in phrase association, and it did kind of say we hope that he will learn and grow and become, learn to be the kind of person that deserves this. He should not take it lightly, which is to say that people and watch that's them calling back that little bit of scandal from earlier in the year, saying, all right, well, got it, but don't get too, you've got to act it. You've got to be worthy of this. And fair enough, he does. But I believe it for that. I think that,
I do too. Yeah.
That scandal is not going to be something. He seems to be a really good.
And maybe that's what brought him this win. You know what I mean? That focus and that knuckling down. Yeah.
Other things that happened this week, we know during the tournament, we talked about last show that Takakeisho announced his retirement.
Yeah.
After pulling out neck and back problems, he is retired, and he's going to be. He has elder stock. He's going to be a coach. He's an assistant coach at the Heya that he had been fighting out. The interesting things, he lives in the building, the stock that he had is from his former coach, who used to have his own Heya, and he's still living in that building, still. And it has a the bottom. We're all about him planning to reopen that and stable with him as the master. It's not happening immediately with the Hakuho situation. They're being a little more circumspect about newly Rikshi having to spend some time being assistants and working to learn the ins and outs of being a coach before they let them have their own stables. But word is that he's looking to reopen that stable and become his own place. And he's already got the building. He doesn't have to build it. He's living there already.
He's got
also retiring. People who have we haven't seen in a while. They've been down in Juryo for a little bit. Are Miyogiryu. I don't know if you remember Miyogiryu. He's a lot like Meisei. He looked a lot like Meisei. He fought a lot like Meisei. They're both about the same age. He kind of like Meisei has dropped down and not been doing so well, and he's down in the lower division and had another bad tournament where he was going to drop out of Juryo into the third division, which would lose him his salary and his status, and so he decided to retire instead. Also in exactly the same situation is Aoyama, the Bulgarian. Surely you remember Aoyama, the big Bulgarian guy.
Yeah,
who was very good at dancing on the edge of the Tawada, despite the fact he was big and kind of lumbering. He wasn't very fast, but and didn't seem very nimble, except when he got him to the edge of the ring when he turned into a ballerina.
Yeah.
He also got the official announcement that he was going to get demoted, and decided that rather than have that happen, he would retire. Although, I mean, actually, we don't know that for sure. But what they did say was that Asanoyama, who we know is injured and had surgery and is not going to be able to come back until January, he is not going to drop out of the second division. He was 0-15 this time, and they could have bumped him all the way down, but the ranking committee has they've announced who is dropping down, and he's not on that list. So he's going to get to stay in Juryo for next tournament. Though he's not fighting, he'll certainly drop out after that, but his comeback will not be as long. I think it's kind of in part their way. This is so complicated, but we know that in COVID he got banned for a year and dropped way down and had to fight his way back. And there's been some question as to how fair that length of a suspension was, and how much trouble it was. Like, everyone wanted him to come back. There had been talk about him, being a Yokozuna, and now it's questionable of he'll ever be able to get back to being even an Ozeki, as injuries have started to pile up, and he's now getting closer to 30 years old, and so his whole career is on the one hand, he was punished for doing something wrong, but he's the only person who got that huge a suspension, and it took him a year plus to fight his way back to the top division. So I think that there are people that are arguing, and I think it's probably true, that they're trying to soften how far he falls so he can come back a little quicker. He doesn't have to spend another 6 to 8 months getting back to the top division again. So we'll see. All we know for sure is that he's not going to drop out of Juryo this time.
Well, good.
And that he's still saying that he plans to come back in January. So we'll see. Those are the big bits of sumo news.
Pretty big stuff.
Indeed. So, yeah, there you go.
There you go, friends.
There's another tournament in the record books.
That's right. In my special journal, I will put winner.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Right. And then now I got to really beef up for next.
Now you better start. You better start doing your sumo exercises.
I'm doing them right now.
I'm doing them right now.
Right. Well, great, Basho. Thank you, Stan, for all your sumo-yering, and I definitely owe my rise to fame to you. We'll see if I can hang on to it.
I look forward to competing honorably with you again in November.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
As I said before, we will be taking all of October off.
Yes,
but I'll still be in the Facebook group, leaving messages and answering questions, and posting links to interesting videos and news sources. So please join us there.
Yes, won't you?
And that's where we will announce. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be November 4th. Will be our next show.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about the Kyushu Basho Banzuke and launching the next Fantasy U show. Fantasy.
That's right. Yeah. We'll be making more noise as well, so we'll have a bunch of new folks in there who will be, we'll have to beat them, and then
you don't have to beat them.
No, beat him. You got to beat him up. Nah, we're lovers, not fighters.
Yeah.
Okay, friend. Excellent Basho. I'm leaving very, very excited about it.
It was a terrific Basho. I'm very happy for Onosato. I cannot wait to see how he does. As an Ozeki.
Yeah. I relate to him. Brand new grand champion. You gotta really.
I totally relate to that. Yeah, and earn yourself.
All right.
Well, shall I get your drums out?
Yeah, I do. Here they go. Here they go.
Here they go. He found him.
They're heavy.
You have been listening to The Sumo Show, a live weekly podcast about the art and sport of sumo. Your hosts tonight have been Stan Brown and Troy Hewitt. Production, Troy Hewitt. Sumoliering by Stan Brown. And initial charge, Tachi Troy.
Hi.
So until November, we say to you, Ciao, matane.
Happy Halloween.